Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. Today, we're going to be going over the Houston Texans starting offense against the Baltimore Ravens Week 1 as the Houston Texans face off in Baltimore against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, September 10th at 12 o'clock on CBS. This will be the debut for quarterback C.J. Stroud and also debut for defensive end Will Anderson Jr., even though we're not talking about the defense in this video, and debut for rookie head coach DeMeco Ryans, who also played for the Texans from 2009 to 2013, I believe. But yeah, it might have been a little bit. Actually, he played for us. He played for us for 8 years. It was from 2005 through 2013, I believe. But yeah, this offense, Week 1, I mean, you have some known players out Week 1, and the big hit is the offensive line. You have three players on the IR that are starting offensive linemen. 2 will actually come back for the Houston Texans at some point. 1 will not. Kenyon Green, starting left guard, is out for the season. But center Juice Scruggs and right tackle Titus Howard are both starting the season on the IR, but they're not out for the season. They will come back around Week 5, Week 6. You also have John Mechie, wide receiver, is out Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens. That's a shame. Was really looking to see him being out there Sunday, playing his first NFL game after battling leukemia, and now he's back with the Houston Texans. We saw him in preseason. He looked solid with 2 receptions for 10 receiving yards, made the 53-man roster. Can't wait to maybe see him in the Houston Texans home opener against the Indianapolis Colts. But here's what the Houston Texans starting offense will look like against the Baltimore Ravens. At quarterback, C.J. Stroud. At running back, Dameon Pierce. Your wide receivers, Nico Collins, Robert Woods, Noah Brown. At tight end, Dalton Schultz. At fullback, Andrew Beck. And at left tackle, Laramie Tunsil. At left guard, Josh Jones. At center, rookie Jarrett Patterson. At right guard, Shaq Mason. And at right tackle, George Fant. So that is what the offensive line will look like for the Houston Texans tomorrow, with 3 starting offensive linemen out and 1 of them being out for the season. Also, whenever Andrew Beck is not on the field for the Houston Texans, you will see Tank Dell out there because you probably will see the Texans from here and there run 4 wide receivers and put all the following: Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Robert Woods, and Noah Brown out there, all 4 wide receivers out there at the same time for the Houston Texans. I'm not saying you're going to see that often, but you might see that a 4 wide receiver set with Dell, Brown, Collins, and Woods from time to time. 4 wide receiver set with Dalton Schultz mixed in there as well, and Dameon Pierce and C.J. Stroud. So wouldn't be surprised if the Texans are running that 4 wide receiver set, you're probably not going to see Dalton Schultz in, but you're going to see Dameon Pierce in that 4 wide receiver set with Stroud at a quarterback, of course, and then the offensive line. Or maybe the Texans run 5 wide receivers with Schultz in there with those 4 wide receivers, and then Stroud at quarterback with the offensive line, and Dameon Pierce is off the field. So that could be one option. I don't think you're going to see that 4 wide receiver set often for the Houston Texans, but that is just another way to get Tank Dell and Noah Brown more playing time, because both guys who are definitely our 2 best wide receiver 3s, because Nico Collins and Robert Woods are listed as our number 1 and our number 2. I think both guys, Tank Dell and Noah Brown, are both capable of being our starting wide receiver number 3. So here's how I feel about it. I think that definitely, you will see both guys, Tank Dell and Noah Brown, hit the field quite a bit in Sunday's game against the Baltimore Ravens. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how C.J. Stroud does Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens when 3 of his starting offensive linemen are out Week 1, and not only that, but until Week 5, with 2 of them being on IR and Kenyon Green the whole season. But it's going to be interesting as well to see how these guys that are stepping up are going to how those guys are going to do. The guys that are stepping up to be starters: Josh Jones at left guard, Jarrett Patterson at center, George Fant at right tackle. How are those guys going to do that are stepping up to be starters for these Houston Texans next to other starters like Shaq Mason and Laremy Tunsil, who are already scheduled to be starters for these Houston Texans? How will those guys do? I think that's going to be a very interesting thing to watch. Excited to see how the Texans do in offense in week 1 and the rest of the road down the road in the season. You guys let me know your thoughts, and peace out. Go Texans.